Happy December, friends. Violet here, and today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite recipes for lattes that you can make at home, which I thought would be so cozy and nice. And let me say, it is a dream editing this video because I'm enjoying the lattes as we speak. So to begin, I want to show you Dandy Blend. This is my favorite coffee alternative. It is basically, you can use it the same way you'd use instant coffee. It's roasted dandelion root, and it has that wonderful roasted taste of coffee. So I put a nice big spoonful in some heated up oat milk, and I topped it off with hot water. So for most of these recipes, I'm using half oat milk, half hot water. And then I added some drops from my favorite type of crystal and herbal tinctures, and I just like to add that to my teas for a little bit of added intention, and then I put in some maple syrup to make it nice and sweet. It's been a game changer for me ever since I discovered that I can just have a little handheld frother at home. It seems so simple, but it really means that I can make a lot of the stuff at home that I would normally get out. And then I topped it off with a bit of coconut sugar. You can use maple sugar as well. I think I might have used that if I had it on hand. But yes, and with the oat milk, I heat it up. I actually just use the microwave for a minute or two. And next, we're going to look at Peppermint Cacao, a Peppermint Cacao latte. So I use these cacao discs from Firefly Chocolate. I like using discs of just pure cacao because that form of it carries the nutrients better than if you just got powdered. I topped this off with some hot water, but be sure to look at the temperature with cacao. So my kettle looks, it's Celsius, so it's 82 degrees. And then I added some chakra drops for this one, which I have a different one for every single day, but that's the same herbal and crystal tincture that I was showing you earlier. I froth it all up. By this time, the discs would have melted nicely in the hot oat milk. And then I decided to add a peppermint tea bag. So I add this in when it's nice and hot and leave it inside so that it can really just infuse as I'm drinking it with the nice peppermint flavor. So it's really fun adding tea bags to lattes, and you'll see me do that a couple times in this video. This is my favorite. I have cacao every single day. I don't add sugar to this one or maple syrup because I kind of like it bitter, but you certainly can. Next up, we've got vanilla chai matcha, and it's vanilla chai because that is the tea bag I have on hand, but I was thinking as I was making it that if you have vanilla extract, that could probably work as well. Here's some encha matcha is what I'm using, a nice spoonful of that beautiful green substance. I love matcha. This is my favorite caffeinated beverage. And you definitely want to use a milk alternative with matcha. You don't want to use it with dairy. It's something I learned a long time ago before I even went vegan. Topped it off with some hot water. And with matcha, if you don't have a frother, you really need to mix it up really good because as you can see, the matcha itself gets kind of clumpy. And my intention for this one are these fairy drops with the herbal crystal tincture. So I add a couple of those in. I wanted to make sure you see it in focus, so that's why I showed it twice. I really love that company, Highest Self Elixirs. It's a local company. You can get their stuff on Etsy. Not sponsored at all. I just really, really enjoy them. And then I added some maple syrup into this one. I really do like my matcha lattes nice and sweet. So opposite from the cacao. And frothed it all up nice and green. And then I added, as a tea bag for this one, I added vanilla chai. But like I said, you could use some vanilla extract if that is what you have on hand. I believe that that would work just fine. Just a little bit though, of course. So this is my favorite afternoon latte, I would say. Next up, we're going to make a pumpkin cinnamon spice latte, and first I'm actually going to make a teacup full of pumpkin spice tea. I'll show you the brand that I'm using for this one. I absolutely love this one. It's a game changer. And I go ahead and I'm using these creativity drops in this one, so I went ahead and put that in the first initial making of the tea. I really like that if it's put in boiling water, the alcohol from the drops boils off, so that's nice, and it fogged up the camera beautifully. So I set that aside for a little bit to really infuse in the water before making the latte. And then I have my cup of oat milk. Again, I use half the amount of oat milk of what I actually want in the latte itself, because we're going to add that tea to it. And beforehand, I added some extra cinnamon, so a few dashes of cinnamon. And after a few minutes, the tea is ready to go, so I go ahead and pour it in. And then I froth it all up before then, this is important, adding the tea bag back in. Oh, and adding the maple syrup. Of course, this one's really good if it's nice and sweet. But yeah, like I said, I'll top it off with some cinnamon and then add the tea bag to make sure that it just continues to get that pumpkin flavor for as long as I am drinking it. And next up, I'm making a golden oat milk latte, and this I really love to make in the evenings. So I add a few hefty dashes of turmeric, followed by a lot of cinnamon as well. That would be the second biggest ingredient in this. And then I added a bit of, oh yes, there's the cinnamon. And I also add a little pinch of clove, as well as a dash of black pepper. So the black pepper apparently activates the nutrients of the golden milk latte, I think specifically the turmeric. So that was a fun tidbit that I have learned. There's the dash of clove. And yeah, this is a beautiful, relaxing drink, very good for you. I think about that when I'm making curries as well, that adding black pepper apparently is really good if you're using turmeric. So then I top it off with some hot water, just like the others. And for the tincture for this one, I'm adding this protective blend. It's an herbal crystal tincture, like I was saying, and just a couple drops really adds that intention into the drink as I go into the nighttime. I add maple syrup generously for the golden milk lattes. And then lastly, I froth it up all nicely. And I end with a little dash of cinnamon on top. I didn't have nutmeg, but nutmeg is something you could also use for this latte, so that's something to keep in mind as a possibility. And there we go. So let me know in the comments below which one you liked the best, which one would you most likely make, and thank you so much for being here. I'm making a video every single day in December, so please subscribe. I do have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I've got a ways to go, but you subscribing really helps me get there. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.